Welcome, junior detectives, to the continuing story of Crime City, a monthly stage show in the style of old-time radio, recorded live at the Theatre on King in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. This month's episode, The Taming of the Zoo, starring Mike Judson as Victor Marshall, Marsala Lukianchuk as Lilian Steele, Kenn Gibb as Brad Bramble, Megan Murphy as a bank robber, Daniel Smith as the narrator and a bank robber, and Melanie Dubois as a police radio operator and the zookeeper. With live sound effects by Melissa Post and original music by Adam Serengeti Martinetti. Crime City is written and produced by Andrew Root. We apologize for a few instances of distortion during the recording. Do not adjust your radio.
Greetings, junior detectives. Shine your badge, put on your trench coat, and grab your magnifying glass. It's time to set your radio's dial to intrigue for another exciting episode of Crime City, brought to you by Gleaming White Laundry Detergent, Auto-Style Luxury Sedans, and Clean Cleanse Automated Dishwasher. Crime City, home to the fiends, scoundrels, and ne'er-do-wells of the world. A cesspool of illegality. Honest citizens fear to walk the streets after dark. But one man stands against crime in Crime City, honor-bound to serve justice to protect the innocent. Our hero, Victor Marshall, private detective.
Victor Marshall, at your service.
Exiled from a corrupt police force, Victor Marshall, with the help of his boy sidekick,
Brad Bramble, adventure scout, first class.
You're not my sidekick.
Saving the world
Don't.
with scouting.
God damn it.
and his trusted colleague, Lilian Steele.
Hello.
Aim to clean up crime in Crime City. What nefarious foes will our heroes face in their quest to uphold the law? Find out in tonight's breathtaking installment, The Taming of the Zoo. When we last left our heroes, they're running with notorious jewel thief Vonda Shines had ended in a very puzzling manner indeed. Ditto their encounter with the villainous vandal Pablo Rascallo, and at the center of the sinister web, a mysterious figure known only as the Crime Minister. We join our heroes now in the offices of Victor Marshall, private detective.
Oh, my word, Victor. This office smells awful. Didn't you ever get that commode looked at?
Oh, I'm sorry my busted commode is offending your delicate sensibilities, Lilian.
I can't even talk straight.
Look, the kid ain't bothered. Look, the kid took a nap earlier, right? Isn't that right?
Not exactly. I kind of passed out from the stench.
Well, listen, we can't exactly afford to hire a plumber on account of we haven't actually closed any cases lately.
What are you talking about? What about Vonda Shines? What about Pablo Rascallo?
Well, Brad, darling, you may remember that we didn't actually apprehend Vonda Shines. She got in that strange truck with your young friend, Wednesday Williams.
She's not my friend. She's my enemy.
Yes, well, she and that odd, eccentrically Irish police officer, what was his name?
Bluffstone.
Oh, yes. Very clever. Well, we never actually arrested her. She just sort of went with them.
Well, what about Pablo Rascallo?
You recall how we never really arrested him either? He just called up the cops with his description and direction of travel.
And come to think of it, the officer I spoke to when I called in that report did have a strangely intense Irish accent.
Bluffstone.
I believe it was. Something fishy is going on in this city.
In this city. This city that's literally called Crime City.
All right.
No, I think you're onto something, Lil. There's something rotten in Crime City.
That'll do, Victor. You don't think these past two cases have been terribly odd? Two criminals from your past.
One of whom you obviously had some weird bajingo with?
I didn't have no bajingo with Vonda Shines, kid.
There was definitely some low-level bajingo going on.
All right, maybe coming from her direction to mine, but definitely not reciprocal bajingo.
Oh, sure. And I don't have 3 Adventure Scout Gold Canoe commendations for special merit. This guy.
Okay, I admit that it's a bit odd that our first 2 cases as a detecting team involve criminals I've put away.
Not to mention this Crime Minister character. Both Pablo Rascallo and Vonda Shines.
Shut up, kid.
Sorry.
Both the vandal and the jewel thief mentioned that they worked for someone called the Crime Minister. What does that pattern mean?
First off, it ain't a pattern. 3 instances of things occurring, now that's a pattern. That's scientifically provable. 2 instances is nothing more than a coincidence.
So what then? We just sit around and wait for another crime to be perpetrated and see if it links with the other two?
Now, sometimes wait and see is the appropriate response, kid.
So, nothing?
Exactly.
Nothing at all?
Now you're catching on.
Wait. Help me understand this. Your plan of action is to take no action?
Bingo, kiddo. Now reach into the bottom drawer and hand me that bottle, would you?
Oh, really, Victor? It's barely afternoon.
Yeah, all this so-called crime solving is giving me a headache. I think a nap is in order.
A nap? But a nap? We're in the midst of a crime wave.
No, we're in the midst of a crime pair. 2 is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. And we ain't hit 3 yet.
That's as may be, but you have to admit, there are more than a few odd coincidences in these cases.
Ain't you two never heard of the story of the tortoise and the hare?
Well, there's no need to be condescending.
No, really. It's relevant to our current predicament. Listen up, kid. You're going to learn a thing or two. All right. Once upon a time, there was this uppity little hare who thought that charging headlong down the primrose path was the way to go about life. Well, one day, he's running through the forest, and blam! He gets mowed down in a hail of gunfire by a bunch of crooked raccoons who thought he was a cop intruding on their operation. Blood everywhere.
Who hurt you, Detective Marshall?
What?
Oh, Victor.
There wasn't even a tortoise in that story.
Look, take the lesson, kiddo. Don't be the bunny.
But an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's what it says in the Adventure Scout Handbook.
Oh, really? I thought it just said saving the world with scouting.
I'm going to ignore that because you seem to be upset about something. But I still say we nip this flower in the bud. Go after the crime minister now before he tightens his stranglehold on our fair city. Besides, it'll fast-track me towards getting my Adventure Scout Goo-Girder badge.
Is that all you're here for, kid? Some badge? Because fighting crime isn't something you do and then it's done forever. It's a lifestyle. It's something you have to sacrifice for. And let me tell you this, there ain't no merit badge.
No merit badge?
I think he meant metaphorically, Brad, darling.
Oh, thank goodness. I just got confused when he said there wasn't a merit badge because there has to be a merit badge. I mean, what am I doing here if there's no merit badge? That's nuts.
Focus up, boys. We may be well in over our heads here. What with 2 exceptionally weird capers and a link to the police department, we may need backup. I know he's not your favorite person in the world, Victor, but I think it's time we called in the chief of police.
No way.
Let bygones be bygones, Victor. The chief hired me for that first vandalism case, didn't he? I dropped your name and he let us take it on. The police may be involved, but it can't go all the way to the top, can it?
Maybe it can and maybe it can't.
Jeez, what is up with you and the chief?
Lay off, kid.
No, really. You get all frosty every time he comes up. You claim there's thunder in the distance whenever we say his name, but what gives?
The chief kicked him out of the academy, kiddo.
He what? What for?
For coming in second to a lady.
Well, what do you mean?
Victor and I were schoolmates. Both joined up right after the war. Wanted to make a difference. But I always came up out on top, and when it came to marks and grades and such, and that made the chief see red.
But why? Why would he care if you were a good police officer? Shouldn't he want that?
The chief comes from another time when it was the assumption that women weren't the equals of men.
Oh, stop pulling my leg.
Sad but true, Brad darling. It got the go to the chief that his pick for the top of the class was being outperformed by someone who wears high heels.
Oh, well, that's crazy. My mom's a lady, and she's great at everything she sets her mind to. She's the reason I wanted to become an adventure scout. I want her to be proud of me.
I knew there was a reason I liked you, kiddo.
But that's it? Like, you're worked up about a short-sighted old man? Who cares what he thinks? You finished second in a highly competitive field. That's great!
I think some of the chief's rhetoric got to him, Junior.
Oh,
No.
come on,
No,
Lil.
it's true. We were great pals at the start of the semester, thick as thieves, as the saying goes. But the more the chief leaned on you, the more we drifted apart.
Not quite as simple as all that.
Oh, no? Because that hurt, Vic. All cards on the table. I really didn't like that you pushed me away, and you're telling me that it wasn't because I'm a woman.
No, not at all.
Was it because I was better than you? Is that it?
No. Look, I never cared that you were better than me. Hell, Lilian, you were my best friend. I was happy for you.
Then why? Why throw away our friendship over the opinion of an old man who can't even get the simple notion of gender equality into his head? Even the kid understands it.
A little insulting, but sure. Like, what does he matter?
Because the chief is my father. Okay, you guys heard that, right?
Okay, your father. Oh, Victor.
It's true. He didn't like that you were a woman, but he wanted me to sabotage your chances of graduating. I just couldn't do that. You would have been a great officer, maybe the best this rotten town has ever seen. So in the end, I had to choose.
And you chose me? You chose our friendship over your own father.
I suppose I did.
Thank you, Victor. That must have taken quite a bit.
Well, in the end, he kicked us both out of the academy, so I don't know how much it really accomplished. You went your way, I went mine.
But here you are, drawn together to serve the greater good and to get to the bottom of this rotten situation.
And we're the first-class adventure scout to boot.
Together, we can accomplish anything. We just need to go out there and track down those no-goodniks.
Or wait here for a crime to be reported.
Oh, you two are impossible. Look here, boys. Victor, we can't follow your plan of sitting around like bumps on a log. Despite popular idioms, great things rarely come to those who wait, especially those attempting to unearth a conspiracy.
Yeah!
Similarly, Brad darling, we can't strike out blindly and hope for the best. If this really is a conspiracy, the players at the top will be very well hidden. I say we use the tools at our disposal. Thanks to Peggy's technical expertise, we've got our very own in-house police radio monitor. We can listen in to every single police call as they go out, get the scoop on any crimes in progress, and stop them in their tracks.
That would give us a foothold.
And if we could detect the pattern before the police, we can break it.
That's the spirit, you two.
Okay, I'm not entirely convinced. We're far more likely to turn on this radio device thing your old girlfriend cooked up and hear about little more than parking infractions or jaywalking or just endless static than the crime of the century. I'll bet my hat that we won't even hear, anything.
All units, bank robbery in progress. Report immediately to the 67th Savings and Loan. 2 suspects, heavily armed, several hostages.
You were saying?
Ease off, kid. A bank robbery is nothing special.
Use caution, officers. This bank robbery is extremely unusual. Repeat, extremely unusual.
Oh, come on.
What could be so unusual about a bank robbery?
Take note, officers. The suspects attempting to rob the 67th Street Savings and Loan appear to be apes?
Monkey bank robbers? What kind of marmoset malfeasance are these lunatic lemurs up to? Are our heroes any match for these garrulous gibbons, these outrageous orangutans, these barbarous baboons? Is this primate puzzle just the key to crack the Crime Minister's code? Stay tuned, junior detectives, and find out. Hello, friends. It's me, Daniel Smith, from the famous radio program Crime City, here to talk to you about gleaming white laundry detergent.
Did you know it's granulated? Oh, you didn't? Silly children. Granulation is what sets gleaming white laundry detergent apart from those other brands. When I'm snug in my bed after a long day's work, that granulation means that I'm feeling my bedclothes at their softest. And you know what that means? A sound night's rest, so I can wake up feeling refreshed and contribute meaningfully to society. What's that? How does granulated laundry detergent make for softer bedclothes? Silly children. Don't ask such questions. The answer is not for you to know. But know this. Gleaming white laundry detergent is a detergent for me, and it can be for you, too. That is, if you enjoy the finer things.
Hello, Patriots! When you need to get from point A to point B to points U, S, and A in speed and comfort, make sure you choose an American-built auto-style luxury sedan. Priced to affordability for all hardworking Americans, the auto-style luxury sedan was built strong and free, just like this great country of ours. You're not a filthy, stinking, no good, lazy, godless commie, are you? Of course not. They don't have radios. So choose a car made from American steel, lubricated with American oil, and run on proud American gasoline. The auto-style luxury sedan, now available at your local dealer. Some component manufactured in Cuba.
Welcome back, junior detectives. When last we left you, our heroes had just picked up a distressing message. A bank robbery in progress, and the culprits, apes? We take you now to the 67th State Savings and Loan to get to the bottom of this.
I say, ladies and gentlemen, if you could kindly keep your faces pointed squarely at the linoleum, we'll be out of here in 2 shakes of a baboon's tail.
Yes. Be so good as to follow my colleagues' instructions. Be darlings and no one try their hand at heroics.
Thank you kindly. No one reached for an alarm. We've got you covered with these machine pistols.
Absolutely no us business.
Now, what does us? Oh, us business. Because we're monkeys. I see. It's very droll.
Oh, thank you.
Now, just what do you think you're doing? I can assure you, these pistols are loaded, and we do know how to use them. We are tool users, and I would thank you not to forget that.
Come to think of it, the banners of these machine pistols would be perfect for digging termites out of trees.
You're right. Look, these nozzles could fit right into a nest hole.
Only make sure the safety is still on.
Well, of course I'd keep the safety on. I'm a monkey, darling. I'm not an idiot.
No one's calling you an idiot, my friend. Calm down.
No, well, thank you not to tell me to calm down.
Focus your fury elsewhere, my friend. We've got to get this currency back to the hideout.
My sincere apologies, old man. I'm simply irritable on account of this blasted brain implants. It itches to beat the bank.
As does mine, but I don't dare touch it. If it becomes dislodged, then we lose our ability to speak.
Oh, and an almost certain return to imprisonment at that nightmare of a zoo. It's too much to bear. Quickly, load these sacks full of currency and we'll be on our way. Come.
Hold it right there. Opposable thumbs to the sky.
I say, legal types.
Watch out, Detective Marshall. They've got machine pistols.
That's right, my young human friend. We're tool-using primates, and we'll use these tools to pump you full of lead.
Yeah, take it easy there, Furious George. Hand over the pistols. And we're gonna let the chimps fall where they may.
My word, is that the best you've got in terms of banter?
Oh, now, it's just a pun. Nothing to get so upset over. Puns have been a hallmark of wordplay since the Middle Ages, a sign of intelligence.
Well, it must come down to personal preference then, because I think they're dreadful.
Oh, don't be so close-minded.
No, folks. There's no need for this guerrilla warfare. I think you'll notice that the safeties are still on those pistols.
Well, certainly. We don't want accidents when we're fishing termites out of trees, and... Oh, dear.
Sorry to throw a wrench into your plans, monkeys.
Hi-ya! Oh, no.
We've been disarmed.
No.
And the police will be here any second to clap you in irons.
Or will they?
Huh?
What are you getting?
It seems fishy to me that we heard about this robbery on the wireless, labeled in bright red as extremely urgent. and extremely unusual. Yet, you heard any sirens since we've been on the premises? Or even on the way over?
Egad! You're right! I didn't hear a thing. What could be keeping them?
It's almost as though they want this crime to actually take place.
You don't mean...
Look, we know the police are in on the crime wave. That's why Pablo Rascalo got away. That's why Vonda Shines was never arrested.
And that's why they're taking their sweet time picking up these simian scoundrels.
A conspiracy!
This is the type of corruption that runs deep. All bad blood aside, my instincts are telling me this goes all the way to the chief of police. You guys hear that too, right? It's not just me.
I'm afraid it can't be a conspiracy, my young chap. The very definition of a conspiracy, it must have 5 or more participants.
Wow, I'll have a lot to go in my report for today. Okay, patterns, 3. Conspiracies, 5.
No, wait just a minute. If we add up all the players, we may well arrive at the necessary numbers for a conspiracy. There was Pablo Rascalo.
That's 1.
Vonda Shines.
2.
Officer Bluffstone.
That's 3. And don't forget Wednesday Williams, that snake. That makes 4.
No, I don't think Wednesday was in on it. She seemed far too surprised by Bluffstone and Shine's behavior.
Okay, fine. 3.
The chief of police?
That's just conjecture at this point.
All right, fine. But this crime minister character must figure in somewhere. That's 4.
Only 4. Not enough for a conspiracy.
What about these apes? That's 5 and 6 right there.
Gasp! It is a conspiracy! Crime City, j'accuse.
I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not, my lad. We're hired hands, not major players. You're still just at 4.
Why, no, it couldn't be us. We're being controlled remotely, you see. These brain implants give us the ability to speak, but they also send powerful suggestions that influence our behavior.
Absolutely. For instance, right this very second, I'm being told to shut up, you idiotic ape, or they'll discover that I'm the 5th person in this conspiracy.
What now?
Oh, drat and blast it!
And just who are you?
I am the master of mammals, the brigadier of birds, the field marshal of fish. I am the beast priest, leading a choir and a chorus of glory, glory, hallelujah. I am the powers that be on land and in sea, holding dominion over every lizard, insect, and cuddly little kitten. Be they on legs 2, 4, 6, or 8, they answer to yours truly. I am the zookeeper.
So your thing is animals.
Oh, well, yes. Ever since I was a young girl, I
didn't ask for your life story, lady.
This confirms it. 5 players. Pablo, Vonda, Bluffstone, the crime minister, and now the zookeeper. A real-life conspiracy unearthed by Bramble and Associates. That do-gooder badge is as good as mine.
Don't get ahead of yourself, kid. We've barely scratched the surface on this caper. Now you, are you controlling this Capuchins?
Capuchins? Oh, how insulting!
Capuchins are barely capable of making a decent cup of tea.
Don't mind them, my minions. They're so detestably human.
Grab that mirror and look who's talking, why don't you?
Yeah!
Spill, weirdo. What's your part in the crime minister's scheme?
Oh, so you know about him, do you?
Well, not really.
Kiddo, zip it.
What?
Kid,
We don't really know
up
much
Shay, up A.
Huh? I'm sorry, what are you saying? Is that some other weird language or something?
How delicious. You don't know the first thing about the crime minister, do you?
All right, technically we don't. But we will in a few minutes when you start spilling your guts.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I disagree, Detective. You see, my monkey henchmen outmatch you in strength, agility, and ferociousness. All right, you two, get them!
Are you mad?
What?
Have you lost your marbles? That's Lilian steel.
Hello.
Come on, really?
I'm so sorry, my good man. What are my manners? What is your name again?
Never mind that. Get them!
No, really, I have no interest in attacking the famed detective Lilian Steele, or any member of her little cabal.
One of them is literally a child.
A child who's going to take you down, zookeeper. You and this whole conspiracy. And then this child will write a detailed report about the experience and leverage your downfall into a successful career in a respected organization. So enjoy your moment of triumph because this adventure scout is taking you out.
Jeez, kid. Harsh.
Yeah, kids, simmer down. Your eyes are, upsettingly wide right now. We still need to get to the bottom of this. Now spill, Zookeeper. Why are you robbing this bank?
And what's your connection to the crime minister?
All right, it's true. I do work for the crime minister, but only in part. I tie the percentage of my earnings to him and keep the lion's share for myself. It allows me to focus on my own work while contributing to a wonderfully rich mosaic of crime.
A crime-zaic.
We're not calling it that.
And just what are these crimes?
Well, I don't know what the man upstairs is doing with the money, but I myself am funding several animal liberation projects. 10% of the loot from this bank is a small price to pay to see dolphins swimming free and zebras and wildebeest on the open plains where they belong, not cooped up in some filthy cage. You see, detectives, I'm not that bad a gal.
I'll admit, it's hard to argue with your zeal, but it's your methodology that I, and the law, take exception to.
I'm afraid we have to slap the cuffs on you, zookeeper. You're heading to a cage of your very own.
No, you can't do this. I'm only trying to help the animals. Animals are good and pure and they need our help.
Is that why they're robbing banks?
You don't understand. They're robbing this bank because of the devices I implanted in their brains. They never do it on their own. It's only when you apply human characteristics to an animal that they appear evil.
Okay, so these apes aren't to blame because you're really to blame.
Yes.
But we should stop you because they're innocent, even though they're committing crimes under your direction.
Yes.
Look, I'm only 10 years old, and even I can see the irony in this.
Humans, you're all rotten to your very cores, polluted by the convenience of living in cement cities, never having to fend for yourselves. What you don't see is the beauty of the way these animals live their lives. And you'll never see it, because you'll never be as innocent and pure and noble as they are.
I ate a person's face once.
What?
Oh, yes. He got too close to my cage. I knocked him out cold and bit his face clean off.
That's horrifying.
Oh, yes. There's no argument there.
What an ape's got to do, what an ape's got to do.
He was encroaching on my territory.
No, certainly.
He'd been throwing peanut shells at me for the better part of an hour.
You'll find no argument from me. I would have done the exact same thing in your position.
It doesn't exactly sound noble to me, a Zookeeper.
Oh, my word. No, nothing. No noble about it, my good man. Occasionally, though, a monkey will eat a person's face, and that's just the way of the world.
Happens all the time.
Ah, yes. Consider Thomas Hobbes.
Well, did he get his face eaten too?
Oh, no, my dear boy. He was a philosopher who said that in nature life is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, in short. And I tend to agree.
My God! I've been so wrong. So what you're saying is that animals are actually evil and they should obey their sinister nature?
Okay. All right. No. Enough. They ain't saying any such thing. Monkeys will be monkeys, will be monkeys. And that's that. If that includes eating faces, then that's just part of the deal, and we should accept them for that, warts and all.
Well said.
Bravo.
But that's where humans are different from animals. We get to look at a situation and decide, make a choice. That's all crime is, an expression of our bad choices. And choices are something we have control over. So I'm going to make the choice to arrest you, Zookeeper, to put a stop to this crime and all crimes like it, and if it means going toe-to-toe with the crime minister himself, then he'd better get ready to dance.
Got room on that idealistic dance floor for one more jitterbug? Because this fox is ready to trot.
Of course I do, Lil. Kid, you in?
You bet I am.
You fools! You're far too late. Crime City has awoken to a new era. We already have the power. Never again will we submit to the overwhelming need to obey the likes of you law and order types. We will never slacken, never tire, never lose courage. And if you can't see past your noses, then you deserve pity as well as death. This is the winter of justice in Crime City.
I've heard this kind of talk before.
Yeah, and I've heard enough of this nonsense. Now, you want to tell us about the Crime Minister character plainly? Or do we have to find out the hard way?
Never. I'll never talk. All right, my monkey minions, enough is enough. I order you to attack and lay waste to this infuriating trio of do-gooders. What do you mean,
Well, we've given it some thought.
What?
Well, I can't argue with Detective Marshall here that we animals have to be true to our natures.
And while everyone's faces do look, frankly, delicious.
We realize we've been given a rare opportunity.
What are you talking about?
You see, we've never really been aware of the concept of choosing before.
We've had reactions to stimuli and patterns of behavior and all, but really we've never sat down and pondered things. That is, until you installed these implants in our brains, Zookeeper.
Not to mention Mr. Marshall's impassioned speech.
Yes. So we're going to do the right thing. We're going to choose to be our better selves.
What?
We're going to take this money and open a vegan restaurant.
Yes.
Well, that's something.
You know, I have to point out that the truly noble thing to do would be not to steal the money at all. All right, just take it. Jeez.
Oh, those traitorous tamarins!
Well, Zookeeper, looks like it's just you and us.
Oh, that's what you think. It wasn't just those apes in my employ. I've got a veritable squadron of non-humans at my command. Why, with just a flip of this switch...
Wait, what is that sound?
Sounds like wings?
That's right, Gumshoes. Now watch in helplessness as my army of eagles carries me to safety.
Eagles?
That's right. The eagles are coming.
An emergency flock of eagles. Who just has those on standby in case of an inescapable situation?
And why wouldn't you just use the eagles in the first place?
That's just lazy storytelling.
Lazy storytelling indeed, junior detectives. With the zookeeper on the loose and a bona fide conspiracy in Crime City, how can our meager band of do-gooding detectives hope to triumph over this veritable monsoon of crime? And who's that cresting the tidal wave of terror? The Crime Minister? Stepping forth from the realm of rumor into the light? But who's shining the light? Sweet Lady Justice? Or is it the dawning of a new age of terror for our heroes? Find out after these messages from our sponsors.
Ladies, are you like me? A busy, successful woman with no time or interest in maintaining your home? Sure, I've let the dishes pile up on the sink for days on end because really, there are more important things in life than keeping the goddamn flatware sparkling, am I right? So when you want to enjoy a sunset or a cocktail or you just don't feel like it, now, there's a solution. The Clean a Cleanse automated dishwasher from Star Solutions. It's easy. You just throw those irritating dishes into the Clean a Cleanse, you pop in a patented detergent pack, you press the button and get out for some fresh air for once in your life. When you get home after a full day of draining every single drop out of life's rich cup, you throw that cup in the Clean a Cleanse and you go straight to bed. The Clean a Cleanse automated dishwasher from Star Solutions, because life is too short.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We rejoin our heroes in the offices of Marshall, Steele, and Bramble as they ponder this new conspiracy.
Whew. Well, that was a lot of information.
A conspiracy that goes right to the top. I just don't even know where to start for my report. What kind of a chart would look best?
Careful, Junior. When there's conspiracy afoot, it's best not to throw around what you know too freely. You never know who's in on it.
Oh gosh, you're right. Well, you can trust me. Adventure Scouts are first-rate citizens.
Yeah, in Crime City, that don't mean too much, kiddo.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Okay, now stop it, both of you. We need to stick together on this.
Lil, you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Frankly, boys, I'm a little shook up. It was something about the way that zookeeper was talking.
Run-of-the-mill ranting, in my opinion.
No, it was more than that. All that talk of a new era in the winter of justice. I've definitely heard that kind of talk before, during the war.
What do you mean exactly?
Oh, did you miss it? This German fellow with a funny little mustache rolled over half of Europe and had his eyes set on the rest of the world.
Yeah, okay. Wait. You're not saying that the zookeeper, the one who puts brain implants in animals in order to rob banks, is in league with the Nazis, are you?
The who?
The Nazis?
Oh, you mean the Nazis.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Nazi.
And I'm pretty sure history will vindicate me on the correct pronunciation of Nazi.
But I thought the Nazis were finished after the war ended.
It's not as simple as that, Junior. You can't just wipe out a way of thinking as easy as cleaning the kitchen counter. And try as we might, it was impossible to round up all those war criminals. Inevitably, a few of them slipped through our nets and were scattered to the four winds.
Hold on. Our nets? We? Are you saying that you were part of the war effort?
In many ways, I was the war effort.
I'm gonna need so many more notebooks!
So all those remarks lately about you being a spy and such, those were true?
And then some. It was me and the girls, toe-to-toe with the Krauts. A highly trained squad of top intelligence agents deep behind enemy lines. If a single one of us was found out, it was our neck and the necks of millions of innocent people. Before I met you, Vic, they were my best friends. So get comfy, boys, and I'll finally tell you the whole ugly story of my time in the war. It was a story of adventure, of daring do and tragic loss. And it goes a little something like this.
But what? Secrets in the past of Lilian Steele, former secret agent, could have such an effect on the genuine conspiracy in which our heroes had found themselves embroiled? What is the true identity of the crime minister, and what is the nature of his connection to the Third Reich? Answer to these questions and so much more can only be found in one place. Next month's thrilling installment of Crime City. If at first you don't succeed, spy again.
Crime City, the podcast, is produced by Andrew Root and Adam Martinetti. Listen to previous episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, and Soundcloud. Thanks to the good people of PTBOcanada.com. Special thanks to Ian Osborne, Ryan Kerr, Kate Etchier, Dane Schumack, Brianna Ashby, Ray Henderson, and Sarah Ty. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Crime City the Series, and on Twitter at Crime City Series. Catch episode 4 of Crime City at the Theater on King on Saturday, January 23rd at 8 and 9:30 p.m. We'll see you there, junior detectives.